Infidelity is one thing, a full baby is a whole nother topic.
Wendy Williams seemed to have it all, the fame, the fortune, and the perfect man, but little did we know that behind the scenes her marriage was slowly crumbling. After years of enduring her husband's alleged infidelities and secret double life, Wendy finally filed for divorce in 2019. But what was it that drove Wendy to the breaking point? You guys will be shocked when you hear about what happened. When Wendy and Kevin Hunter got married in 1997, she didn't waste any time in making him a major player in her personal life and career. This was a decision that she would end up eventually regretting. For the longest time, there were rumors that Kevin controlled almost every aspect of Wendy's life that you could think of, and it really wasn't all sunshine and roses. Some people who worked on the Wendy Williams show even claimed that Kevin was actually a nightmare to work with, and that he created a very hostile and harmful working environment. And if he really was that way at work, then you guys can only imagine how bad he must have been at home. It also came out that Kevin had been engaging in some seriously shady behavior for years. And when I say for years, I mean for as long as he and Wendy had been married. Rumors of his cheating had been swirling around for a while, but each time Wendy stood by him and defended him. This really had to make you wonder why. But the story gets even crazier. Not only was Kevin cheating on Wendy, but he was also allegedly leading a secret life. Supposedly, Kevin had a mistress that he'd been seeing for almost 2 decades while he and Wendy were still married. I mean, talk about a double life. The final straw in all of this came out in 2019 when rumors of Kevin having a baby with his mistress started going around. At that point, Wendy finally stopped defending him, and in April 2019, she did what she had been dreaming of doing for years. She announced that she and Kevin were getting a divorce. While reflecting on her relationship with Kevin, Wendy admitted that she didn't regret meeting him. They were married for 20 years, so the marriage really was a significant part of her life. But what's interesting is that throughout all the years of their marriage, Wendy supposedly knew that Kevin was cheating on her. In her words, she knew that he was a serial cheater, but she still stayed with him. Why? Well, she apparently stayed because of their son, Kevin Jr. She didn't want him to grow up in a broken home, so she stayed for him. But the truth is that Wendy had supposedly been plotting her divorce from Kevin for almost as long as they had been married. She knew for a fact that she was going to leave him one day, she just didn't know when that day would come. So when she heard about Kevin welcoming his second child with another woman, she knew that that perfect time had come. According to her, Kevin had a major indiscretion that he'd have to deal with for the rest of his life. She never once believed that she'd be in the position that Kevin put her in, but in 2019, she still found herself there. Now, Wendy admitted to being a very forgiving person, and I'm pretty sure we can all agree with that, seeing as she stayed with Kevin for as long as she did with nothing to gain from him. But the one thing she couldn't stand was the very same thing that Kevin went ahead and did. He had a child with another woman, and that was when Wendy knew that there was no coming back for them. Now, let's fast forward to the aftermath of divorce. Wendy may have come out of the marriage with her head held high, but Kevin's life took a pretty drastic turn. In a shocking turn of events, he claimed to be broke and facing foreclosure. Apparently, he was behind on most of his bills when it came to his housing. This seems to still be the case, and reportedly, he's now also behind on his car insurance and credit card payments. You might be wondering how someone could go from living a life of luxury to facing financial ruin like that, and well, it seems like Kevin's extravagant spending finally caught up with him. According to reports, he had a lavish lifestyle, complete with expensive cars, designer clothes, and luxurious vacations. But it seems like all that glitz and glamour came at a cost that Wendy wasn't paying for. But after her show came to an end, so did the paychecks Kevin got from her. Kevin then asked the court to order Wendy's guardian to pay him the severance they had agreed on, but Wendy's attorney replied by saying that since Wendy doesn't have a talk show or television show anymore, that makes their agreement null and void. So technically, Wendy doesn't have a source of income. Kevin is obviously yet to respond to this, but I don't know what he could really say. Plus, the divorce was really his fault at the end of the day, so maybe he should stop trying to rely on Wendy, who he clearly didn't treat right during their marriage. As for Wendy, she moved on and is now focusing on her own happiness. In an interview she did a while back, she expressed her hopes of finding a new boyfriend and starting afresh. According to her, she hopes her next boyfriend and hopefully husband won't be in the business, but he'll be someone who can still appreciate what she does and not try to stop her. He's also got to be very comfortable in the man that he is and be either 45 years of age or older. Honestly, I think this is good for Wendy. Great even. After everything she went through, she deserves all the happiness in the world, and right now she seems to be in a pretty good place. We all know that she's been struggling with her health for a while now, but from the looks of things, she's almost ready to make her comeback to TV. Although she's technically retired and isn't looking to start hosting again, she does have a few things that she's currently working on, and it's great that she didn't let her whole drama with Kevin slow her down. After the divorce, many people believed that she never healed because it was a pretty tough time for her. I mean, dealing with a divorce is hard enough on its own, but having the whole world be all up in your business is surely even harder. Not many people could handle that kind of pressure, but Wendy did, and now she's coming out on top. But anyway, what do you guys think about all this? What do you think about Kevin constantly cheating on Wendy? And what do you think about her staying with him for so long despite all that? Let me know in the comments below.